have to come quite a long way back because you can't see me. Hello and welcome to live yoga in the lounge with me, Laura, and my husband Paul. He's gone again. That's fine. Hi Nigel, how are you? I hope your back's feeling better after last week. What are you doing? I don't want to.
So you can talk.
No, it's fine. I can talk. I'd rather do that. I don't want it. Thank you. So, welcome to Free Live Yoga. So, take a moment. Hello Claire, hello James, how are you? Oh, James, are you doing yoga with me today? That would be amazing. And with my lovely helpful assistant, my husband. So, if you have a yoga mat, please get it out and use it. If you know that you need to use a tie or a block, please get those ready as well, or have a blanket ready. Folded blanket can help you in some of the moves. I haven't had any requests for anything today, so you've got about 3 minutes to send in your requests. Thank you for my hearts, you're all lovely. So we're going to start an hour's yoga. We're going to do a little bit of relaxation at the beginning, a little bit more relaxation at the end, and in between we're going to try and stretch you so that you can get on with your daily life, let go. What you have to remember with yoga is the whole point of doing yoga is to enable you to sit comfortably in meditation for longer. So it doesn't matter whether you can do the perfect pose, whether you can actually do any of the pose. You can just visualize yourself doing it, because the whole purpose is to be able to find a comfortable seat. That's it. And we've got chairs these days, so you can sit on one of those. But this is about stretching you out. Nice little evening yoga practice. Set you up for the evening. Maybe have your supper after and have a nice relaxing evening, and hopefully a better night's sleep. So that's the aim of our yoga practice. So we have 1 minute left to go before we start our yoga practice. Hey. Good job, huh? So we are going to start on the floor. We always start on the floor. I like you to bring you down onto the floor so you can just come to a neutral position. So Charlie's chin is pointed down his body, his back of the neck is long, his shoulders are relaxed, his arms are turning up. Hello, Vicky Thompson's here. Lovely Vicky, top fan. Thank you, Vicky. Small of the back into the floor. Now, Paul has his feet as wide as the mat and then drops his knees into one another. The bone at the bottom of your spine is called the sacrum. This move brings your sacrum into a neutral position, which is where we want to start. So make sure everything is comfortable. Shimmy the shoulders away from the ears and start to connect with your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. As you breathe in, feel the tummy rise, and as you breathe out, the tummy falls. Breathing in, feel the tummy rise. Breathing out, the tummy falls. Breathing in, feel the tummy rise, the ribs expand, the collarbones lift. Breathing out, the collarbones sink, the ribs go back towards your spine, and the tummy is drawn away and away to the earth. So just in time with your own breath. Feeling your lungs expand front, back and sides as you inhale and as you exhale. Remember, during a yoga class, you breathe in and out through your nose wherever you can. Your nose is equipped to filter out all the nasty germs and particles that are flying around in the air. Your mouth doesn't have any of those tiny little hairs that catch all the nasties, and then you blow your nose and you get rid of them. So try to breathe in and out through your nose whenever you can. Remember, this is your yoga class, your time. Do what feels right for you. Listen to your body. If you feel a sharp pain, stop what you're doing and come to a neutral position, either standing, sitting, or laying on your back. Hello, Anne Kelly. Yoga is not competitive. You do not compete with yourself from the last time we did yoga. And if you're practicing with someone else, don't compete with them. Signs that you should stop a pose aren't me telling you to come out of it or Paul coming out of it. It is if your body starts to shake, if you can no longer breathe in and out through your nose, or you feel real tension creeping into your jaw and your teeth, that's all signs that you need to come out of these postures and come to your neutral position. And finally, you have to remember that yoga is about a union of your mind, your body and your heart. It's not about doing the best pose, it's about doing the best pose for you. So I will give you modifications that you can use. And just a quick word on safety, I can't see any of you, so I can't see what you're doing. So it's important that you listen to your body and really think, oh, this doesn't feel right. If it doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't, okay? So then come to a neutral position. You can always message me afterwards and say, Laura, that didn't feel right. This is a picture of me doing it. What did I do wrong? And then I can have a look at the picture or the video and let you know. Hello, Linda, how are you? Sorry, I'm just doing that because that's when Paul stands up, we're going to lose his head. So it's best not to lose his head. Okay, so start to become aware of your breath now and start to deepen your breathing in and out through your nose. Start to move your head gently from side to side, wriggling your fingers and wriggling your toes. And a nice big stretch. And a nice big yawn. Did you like my yawn? It was very, very good. Now bring your knees in towards your tummy and give them a hug. This isn't just about hanging onto your knees. This is about really working on seeing each time you exhale if you can bring your knees closer to your body. As you breathe in, your tummy expands, so it pushes them away a little, and then as you breathe out, it's drawn back towards you. So just breathing in and out through the nose. Keep drawing your knees in towards you. This is really good. Make sure your shoulders are nice and relaxed and against the floor. The chin is still pointing down the chest. And the tailbone is going down towards the end of the mat, but you'll keep drawing the knees in towards you. Drawing them in, drawing them in. Beautiful. That's very, very good. Keep drawing them in. Hello, Linda. Sorry, I didn't say hello to you. Hope you are well. Keep drawing the knees in towards you. Draw, draw, draw. And then as you exhale, plant the feet on the floor. Bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to drop out to the sides. And then bring your hands and interlace your hands and put them behind your head. Hi Jill, how are you? I hope you're both well, you and Jake. And we've got another period of lockdown coming, ladies and gentlemen. So this will still be running while lockdown's on from the lounge. And Charlie, hopefully, will still be my student. It's very kind of him. Keep thinking about the knees drawing out to the opposite walls, the elbows going out to the opposite walls. And just focus on your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Take your tailbone down towards your heels and allow the knees to drop out to the side. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Use your breath. Feel the inner thighs elongating, the buttocks and the hips relaxing and opening, and the shoulders opening. It's the weight even between both of your elbows. Just keep drawing them out to the side. Use your breath to take the knees a long way away from each other. And then a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, bring your knees together. Hold behind your hamstrings and bring yourself up to a cross-legged seat. Have your hands down by your hips. Tuck your, lean forward slightly so you're on the front of your pelvis and almost stick your bottom out Relax the shoulders away from the ears. So you want to have your shoulders and hips in a straight line. So you need to, can you sit up a bit more straight? Perfect, thank you. And we're just going to breathe in and out here. Hello Helen, how are you? Sit up nice and straight. Now I want you to stretch your legs out straight in front of you. Toes pointing up to the sky. Thumbs up. Use your hands just to start to stick your bottom out and lean forward slightly. You're just going to start to lean forward, leading with the chest, keeping the shoulders in your back pocket. Nice straight spine as you lean forward. And you can see that Paul's rounding up through the spine. That's because his hamstrings are stopping him from going forward. So if he bends his knees a little, then he can sit up taller. So you'll still get the stretch in the hamstrings, but you're going to bring yourself forward. So you're going to join your tummy to your thighs and keep your back nice and straight. And wrap your arms around them for all they're worth. And keep drawing your chest towards your thighs. Now you can see that Paul has a nice line to his back now. He's not as rounded up in his thoracic spine. He's coming forward with his chest and bringing his shoulders back. And then he can start to slide his feet away from him to see if he can straighten his hamstrings. That's the feet and the floor, nothing else. And draw the chest down. Now when he's at his max, he will bring his head to his knees, and then the spine can round up and you can stretch through the thoracic spine, but you can still get a stretch in your hamstrings. So keep breathing in and out. Just go with where's best for you. And keep the toes pointing up towards the sky. Your knees should be hip distance apart. Hi, Atch. Atch Hey is watching. Hello, Atch Hey, how are you? Hope you're well. Enjoy the yoga. I hope you join in. Keep breathing. Feel the lower back stretch. Feel the stretch across the upper spine and into the hamstrings. Now use your hands, release them from underneath your knees and walk your hands back up so your spine comes up at the same time. Wonderful. Stretch your legs straight on the floor. And now come to a comfortable seat. So come to a cross-leg seat. It might be a little easier now you stretch the hamstrings. Encourage the knees to come out to the side and sitting up nice and tall. You're going to twist round on your spine. So you're going to bring your opposite hand to your knee and use the hand that's behind you to prop yourself up, lift up through the chest and turn to look over your shoulder. Keep that chin on a shelf. We want to keep twisting round as we breathe out. Think about using your breath, using your eyes to encourage the body to twist around a little more. Keep going. One more breath. And then as you inhale, bring yourself back to center. Notice how one side of the body feels. Does it feel different to the other? And then when you're ready, you're going to go the other way. Use the hand behind you to prop yourself up. Even lean forward slightly as you use the hand that's on your thigh to draw the body round. Nice and tall. Nice big stretch. Beautiful. Good job. It's almost like you've got a spiral going down from the crown of the head all the way down to the spine. As you twist, use the spine almost like a rod as you twist the body around the spine. Inhale here. Nice exhale so you can go a little bit further. And then inhale yourself back to center. Beautiful. Now I want you to go over onto your hands and knees. Now you want to have your knees under your hips and your wrists under your shoulders. Just checking that Paul's got enough room to extend his leg behind him. So I want you to extend your right leg behind you and your left hand, bring it up so it's in line with your shoulders. So opposite hand, palm faces towards your head rather than away. Make sure the wrist isn't flexing. So I don't want it like that. I want the wrist nice and straight. And keep breathing in and out, keeping the hips pointing down towards the floor, stretching from fingers to toes. Stretch across the body. Inhale here, and as you exhale, join elbow to knee. Round the spine up to the sky, bring your chin in towards your chest. Curl up. And then as you inhale, stretch away. Hello Jane, how are you? I hope you're well, enjoy the yoga. And then as you exhale again, you're going to round up. Bring knee to elbow to knee and bring your chin in towards your chest. Round the spine up. Really push through the spine. And then inhale and stretch away. Exhale. Last time, bring your knee to your elbow. Curl up. Small as you can. And then with a nice inhalation, stretch away. Stretch, 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 stretch. Lovely. And then bring your hand and your knee back to the mat. That's one side, and we're going to do the other side. So we're going to stretch across the body. So it's going to be left hand and right leg, stretching away. Make sure your palm of your hand is facing towards your head and your wrist is relaxed. Stretch away. Make sure your hips are both pointed down towards the floor and you're not opening up to the side, because we want to work that stretch across the body. So feel as though you're getting taller on a diagonal. And then inhale here. And then as you exhale, bring your elbow to your knee and curl up. Really curl up. Push your spine up to the sky. Feel that nice stretch across the back of the spine. And then inhale, stretch away. And exhale, bring your elbow to your knee. Brilliant. Nice big stretch. That was your third one. I think I'm not really good at counting. And then stretch away, stretch away, stretch away. Wonderful. And then as you exhale, bring your hand to the floor, bring your knee to the floor. Brilliant. Now we're going to try to do same arm, same leg. Okay, same arm, same leg. So you will open up to the side. So if Paul takes his right arm and right leg and then opens up to the side, takes a hand over his head. Wonderful. If you've got a handy wall, you can use that. Stretch, 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 stretch. Think about using your core muscles. And then inhale, and as you exhale, bring knee to elbow. And then inhale, stretch away. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, stretch away. Exhale, knee to elbow. Last stretch away as you inhale. And try to keep your foot lifted so it's in line with the hip. Perfect. And then bring yourself back to tabletop. Good job. We're going to do the other side now. When you're ready, take a breath, take a moment, realign. Think about your balance, think about your focus, using your core muscles, stretching the arm over your head in line with your ear, lifting up the heel so it's trying to be level with the hip rather than down towards the floor. This is your inhalation. As you exhale, connect elbow to knee, curl it in. And then inhale, stretch away. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch away. Good job. Exhale, elbow to knee. Last inhalation, stretch away. And then return to tabletop. Leaving your hands where they are, take your bottom back to your heels in pose of the child. So you bring your head to the floor, stretch your arms forward a little. Keep taking the tailbone down towards your heels and stretching out. Take a couple of breaths. Allow your body to absorb the practice before we move on to the next stage of this. I like threes of things, so I like to do 3 variations of one thing. So when we come up on all fours, we're going to do the 3rd variation. So if you have a blanket, you might want to slide this underneath your knees just to give yourself a little bit of padding. I'm going to get one for Paul in case he needs it. And then bring yourself up on all fours because we're going to be on one knee. So it might be a little bit sharp on your knees if you want to put some padding underneath you. Are you okay? So we're going to go back to our opposite elbow to knee. So have your left arm forward and your right arm back. Left arm forward, right leg back, palms facing, remember, towards your head. And then I want you to bring your heel in towards your buttock. And then if you can, I want you to reach behind you and take hold of your foot or your ankle. And draw your foot in towards your bottom. Now with your head, nice and slowly, take your arms up against the wall and turn to look over your left shoulder. If you can, keep lifting the knee up, pushing the foot into the hand so you get a nice stretch in the quadricep and a nice twist. And you keep breathing and holding, and then when you're ready, you can release down to all fours. It can be quite sharp on the knees. So if it is, please pad your knees. Don't think I'm just going to deal with the pain and get better. Pad your knees if you need to. It's important that you look after them. We're going to do the other side now. So whatever arm and leg you did last time, do the other one. Stretch away from you first, get your focal point, get your balance, and then bring your heel in towards your bottom. Reach behind you with your hand to take hold of the ankle or the foot. Excellent. Keep your focus down initially. Keep trying to lift the knee up, kick the foot into the hand to extend and open the front of the quadricep before you turn your head slowly to look over your shoulder. There's a lot going on. It's a balance, it's a twist, you're stretching the quadriceps, it's all going on. Hold this for as long as you can breathe easily in and out through your nose, and as soon as that stops, then you return to your neutral position and into tabletop. Excellent, well done. Now take a rest back in the extended pose of the child. So the good thing about that is we've done some strengthening work on the back and on the core. We have done some cross body stretches which help balance the brain. And we stretched out on the front of the quadriceps and done a beautiful twist. So we've stretched the side of the body, we stretched across the body, and we stretched into our quadriceps because they're quite big muscles and quite often we forget to stretch them because it hurts. So I'm doing it for you. How lucky are you? Has your breathing returned to normal? If it has, come up on to all fours. Have your knees underneath your hips. Now I want you to turn your hands so they face towards your knees. Just to stretch out on the wrists a little bit because you've been putting weight through them when we've just done the last move, the tabletop moves. Breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe. If you want to increase the stretch a little bit, you can lean backwards. If it doesn't suit you, maybe do one hand at a time and then the other one. Whatever works for you. Inhale here. And as you exhale, turn your hands back to face the front. Walk your hands at least one hand's distance forward. And then tuck your toes under and just lift your knees to hover off the mat, just an inch. Breathe in here. When you feel that actually my body's starting to shake a little bit now, then take yourself up and back into downward face dog. So that's where your bottom's at the top of a triangle. Have your knees slightly bent. The aim is we're trying to get our chest back towards our knees. That's where we're trying to do. So you can see with Paul's shape, he goes up and into a triangle, and his bottom is at the top of that triangle. And you're just going to take his heels, one in turn, down to the mat. So he's stretching out on his hamstrings, on his calf muscles, but also he's inverting his body, so his head's below his heart, and he's helping his spine become more supple. Hello Mari, how are you? I hope you're well. Enjoy the yoga. If you've just joined us now to do yoga, just stretch on, lay on the floor on your back for a little bit. When you feel ready to join in, then start to join in. Then roll yourself forward and into a plank position. And with control, knees down if you need to, lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Wonderful. Good job. Hands under the either side of your head, elbows under your shoulders, and lift yourself up into a Sphinx position. So you're bringing your chest through your hands. So you might want to bring your elbows so they're just shoulder width apart than too wide. And bring your chest through your hands. Tailbone is going down towards your heels. Your feet are wider than your hips to help protect your lower back, because this is a chest and thoracic spine stretch rather than something that you should feel in your lower back. You should feel this all in your upper back. So keep breathing in and out. Bringing your chest to your hands. And then when you've had enough, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Keep breathing and lowering yourself down. The position that we've just done now actually is really good for if you have stomach pains. It helps stretch out spasms that you might have in your tummy. You've had a piece of carrot cake. Nice, Santosh. Why don't you just let your carrot cake go down and then do the yoga class from the beginning? Maybe. Just a suggestion. So hands are under your shoulders, tuck your toes under, push up and back into downward face dog. Fraser, can you be quiet, please?
Yeah, I know, but I was butt naked then.
Sorry, that's Fraser shouting in the hall. So lift your right leg up behind you and step it between your hands. And then take your right hand and open it up to the side. Keep dropping your hips down. You want to feel a stretch in the front of your left hip flexor as you open up to the side. And then the hand comes down and you step back into downward face dog. Lift up your left leg behind you and step it between your hands. Try and land a little quieter. And then lift your left hand up and open up to the side. He really has no idea. Keep dropping your hips down. Feeling the stretch in the front of your hip flexor. Sorry. That's the herd of elephants running up the stairs. And then the left hand comes down. And we step back into downward face dog. Now, if you struggle to get your foot between your hands, lift your right leg up. And then as you bend your left knee, and as you step it forward, lift the right hand up off the floor. So the foot comes easier in between your hands. And then it's a little bit easier to get up. Beautiful. Thank you for the demonstration, Paul. And then you're going to do the same on the left. So you lift the left leg up, bend the right knee, and use both legs to spring the hand forward. If you just lift that hand up, the foot comes through a little bit easier. So if it's something that you struggle with, if you practice this every day, it's quite a nice little workout back and forth. You will get a little bit warm while you're doing it. It's worth doing, isn't it? And then step back, downward face dog. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So bring yourself into a plank position. Think about the muscles you're using. Think about your core muscles. Think about your stomach muscles. Take your heels away from you. Don't hang your head. So you're in a neutral position. And then with nice control, lower yourself down to the floor. If you need to put your knees down, put your knees down, but we want you to go down with control. Lovely. And breathe. So bring your hands so they're under your shoulders. If you could make some more noise, Fraser, that would be really good. Thank you. Thanks. And then, without pushing too much with your hands, just using them there for a little bit of balance, bring your chest through your hands. So you're lifting up into a cobra. Elbows stay bent alongside your body. Feet are as wide as your mat. And just bring your chest through your hands. And just use your hands as a guide just to lift the chest up. And then we're going to inhale here. If you want to, you can take your hands away and see if you can maintain the position you're in. Perfect demonstration. Thank you, Paul. So if you push up high and you lock out on your arms, it means you can't maintain that without your hands being there. So we want to maintain it because then we use more of our back muscles to do this. Then lower all the way down to the floor. Push back into an extended pose of the child just for one breath. And then tuck the toes under and push up into downward face dog. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Lift the right leg up and step it between your hands. And then from here, come up into high lunge. So the knees over the ankle. And you're going to use your core to lift yourself up, hands over your head, palms facing one another. Stretching through the left heel into your high lunge. Now from here, your right foot's forward. You're going to take your right hand behind you and bring your left arm forward. So you are opening up to the right. So you're turning and twisting to the right, opening up. So I would turn your right thumb so it's facing up to the sky, Paul. Yeah, perfect. Keep breathing. Think about the muscles you're using. Try and bring your body a little more upright as you twist. And then back into high lunge. And then inhale here, and as you exhale, open up into warrior two. Near the front, still pointing at the little toe edge. The weight on the left foot should be on the whole edge of the little toe. So you want to lift the arch of the foot up. Relax the shoulders down. Your focus is on the front hand. Your right hand is where you focus. Have a few breaths here. Sink down. Feel your hips opening. And then as you exhale, back into peaceful warrior. Nice back bend. Slide the hand down. Now bring your left hand so it comes round your back and touches your right thigh. So we're in a half lock. And then from here, bring the right hand down to the thigh, keep the lock there, and open up your chest to the side. So you can open up your chest and try and point your shoulder to the toe. Use your right hand to encourage the right knee to stay pointing towards the little toe. Then take the left hand and reach it over your head. So it's in line with your ear and you're reaching it as far as you can. A nice elongation along the side of the body. Nice stretch. And then from here, back into peaceful warrior. And then bring your hands to frame your front foot and step back into downward face dog. Step in place. Let's have a little plank here. A half plank, a chaturanga, into upward facing dog, into down dog, before we're ready to do the left side. So send the left foot up to the sky. Remember the trick on getting your foot between your hand? See if you can land it quietly. Beautiful, good job. And then come into high lunge. Get your foot placement, roll your body up. Bring your hands to face. So now the left hand's going to go behind you, right hand's going to come forward, and you're going to open up to the left. So you're doing a twisted high lunge. So the left hand's straight behind you, Paul. Turn your hand the other way. Breathe here, few breaths. And then back into high lunge. Take the back heel away from you so the leg is straightish, drop the hips down. And then a nice inhalation as you exhale, open up into Warrior Two. Knee at the front is still pointing in the little toe. Don't allow the back foot to roll in. So the right arch of the foot needs to be lifted. You need to really think about rolling that foot out so you're on the little toe edge. Are you breathing? Are you enjoying these warriors? And then back into Peaceful Warrior. Slide the right hand round so it comes into a half lock, and see if you can take hold of the opposite thigh. And then bring the left hand down to the left thigh. Have the arm on the inside. Open up the chest to the side. So take the shoulder. Use your eyes to help you open up to the side. You would like pages on a book. And then take the right hand over the head and reach it over by your ear. Stretch. Check that you haven't collapsed in your right foot, that your left knee is still pointing towards your little toe edge. And breathe. And then for one breath, back into Peaceful Warrior. Lovely. And then bring your hands down to frame the front foot. And this time, step the back foot forward. Head down, tailbone up. Take hold of opposite elbows. See if you can straighten your legs a little, even if you only straighten one at a time. And really make the upper body heavy. Have a little sway of your hips from side to side. Before you fold all the way down. Hands on or fingertips on the floor. And then come to a halfway lift. So that your back is straight and your hands are on your shins. And you lift your chest up as high as you can while keeping the legs nice and straight. And lean forward slightly. You'll get a bigger stretch in your hamstrings if you do this. Excellent. And then inhale here, and as you exhale, fold all the way down. Circle sweep the arms up and come up to standing. Arms over your head. Sorry, Paul. Arms over your head. Looking up towards your hands. So into a slight back bend. And then inhale here, and as you exhale, bring your hands down by your sides. And realign in Tadasana. Shoulders are in your back pocket. And we're just going to do some foot opening exercises before we go into our balances. So come up on tiptoes and back down. We're going to do 3 of these. Push through your big toe joint. Keep your feet strong, keep your feet open as you lift up and down. And then once you've done 3 on both feet, see how you feel about doing 3 on one foot. So you have one foot off the floor and you come up on the other toes. It's fine to be a little bit wobbly, and it's also fine to hold on. So you're going to decide what way you want to do it. This really helps if you're one of these people who have big toe joint pain, which a lot of people do. This is one of the things that will really help open up your feet. So it's worth trying, and it's worth doing that. Lovely. We're going to do a little bit more for the muscles that are that are in the feet and the ankles, which they are a lot. So we're going to bring the one foot in front of the other and place the heel of the front foot between the big toe and the one next to it. So we're in a straight line as if we were on a tightrope. Not a tight walk, a tightrope. Take a moment, get your balance, use your breath, use your core muscles. Picture everything that is around you. And then maybe, just maybe, you might be able to close your eyes and see if you can balance here. It's fine to be wobbly and it's fine to open your eyes when you lose your balance. If you have, or you know people with children, this is really good for their concentration. So you can encourage them to do this and make a bit of a game out of it to see who can do it the longest with their eyes shut without cheating. So you've done whatever foot was in front, swap it over. So you're doing the other foot now, bring the heel between the toes. Get the weight even between both feet. Think about standing up nice and tall, finding your focal point for your balance. If you struggle to balance with your eyes open, don't bother closing your eyes because it will be really hard. This is something that just gets better with practice. So when you're ready, and if it's right for you today, then gently close your eyes. If it's not, then keep them open. Keep breathing, keep focus, keep balance. And if you lose balance, that's fine. Just open your eyes and return to Tadasana. And then everybody open your eyes and return to Tadasana. Shoulders in your back pocket. Nice and tall. We're going to do our balance now. We're going to do the dancer balance because so many people have tight quadriceps. Most of my one-to-ones who I teach have tight quadriceps, and the dancer is really good at stretching out on these. If you're a little bit wobbly today and you want to use the wall, then please use the wall. Do what feels right for you. If you are going to use the wall, a really good way to do it is to come close to the wall and place your hand on the wall. So put your left hand up on the wall. Don't be too close, but enough so that you've got space to come forward. So the left hand sits on the wall and then you bring your right foot into your hands. Try to hold the ankle rather than the foot because you're going to kick into your hand and you don't want to overstretch the front of the ankle. Make sure both hips are facing forward and then keeping the hips going forward, push your foot into your hand, but equally open up your underarm to the wall. So you lean forward as the heel goes back, hands flat on the wall, and you lean forward. Heads in, bring your head in line with your arm and keep pushing your foot into your hand. You can take your knee back a little if it goes, but we want to stretch out on that quadricep in the dancer pose. So Paul's getting a nice stretch in his underarm and into his chest, but equally he's the front of his thigh is being stretched as well. So breathe, 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 breathe. You actually get a bigger stretch on the wall than if you do this standing. So it's worth trying both ways. Keep stretching, keep breathing in this dancer pose. And then when you're ready, inhale, and as you exhale, return to Tadasana. Realign before you do anything else. Shoulders in your back pocket. I've just realised why he had his fingers on the wall because his hands are sweaty and he didn't want to leave a sweat mark. Sorry, Paul. We'll paint over the sweat mark. It'll be fine. And then when you're ready, you're going to do the other side. So the right hand comes up. He's choosing the same sweat mark. I love him. And then the left foot comes into your hand. And hips face in front, don't twist open to the side. You're going to lean forward and kick your foot into your hand. So you really feel a stretch in the front of the quadriceps and in the underarms. It's a good stretch. I like this one. You can even do it on a door frame. So you can, if you're really super stretchy, you can lean the body through the door frame. But you do have to be strong to hold this. Sorry, all this talking. You think I'll be used to it because I do chat a lot. I get quite dry throat. Keep breathing, keep kicking into your hand, feeling the front of the hip flexor and the front of the quadricep opening. And then when you are ready, inhale, and as you exhale, return to Tadasana. Roll your shoulders back and put them in your back pocket. And then you're going to go move through and into downward face dog. Now we've done this, so we lifted it through and opened up to the side, but this time we're going to lift the right leg up and step it on the outside of the right hand. Keep the inside of the leg is against the arm, and then drop the back knee down to the floor if you wish to. But then we're going to walk our hands one hand's distance forward and take the elbows down towards the floor in the lizard pose. So sometimes with the knee lifted, you can get more of a stretch in the hips and in the front of the hip flexors. But sometimes it's just too much because the upper body strength required to hold your whole body up while you're doing this is sometimes easier to put the back knee down. So this is about choosing what feels right for you. And just breathe and breathe and breathe. And then when you're ready, straighten the arms, because this is a bit of a horrible one, and step the right leg back into down dog. And just step in place for a bit. Stretch out, open up on that hip. Twist the hips from side to side. See about getting everything moving and grooving. Have a breath, recover. When you're ready, lifting the left leg up behind you, pardon me, and stepping it between your hands. On the outside of your hand, thank you, Paul. Take your hands one hand's distance forward. And then bend the elbows towards the floor. Just see where you get. Anywhere you get is good. Just see where you get to. Keep taking the elbows down towards the floor, taking the right heel away from you and breathing. It's a massive stretch in the front of the hip flexor and also into the hip and the shoulders. So it's got a lot going on in the lizard. And then when you're ready, straighten your arms and take yourself back into downward face dog. Lovely. And then bring yourself to a seat with your legs out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. And then take your legs wide. Sit up nice and tall. So you're going to bring the right hand on the outside of the left foot or the left leg, and your left hand out to the side of you. And then you're going to fold forward over the leg. So you're trying to bring the right side of the torso down towards the left thigh. And breathing and breathing and breathing. And relaxing your face and enjoying it. Twisted fold. Use your breath. And then bring yourself to center. Sit up nice and tall. Adjust how wide your legs are, if it's comfortable for you. And then you're going to go the other way. So you're going to bring your left hand to the outside of your right leg and your right arm out to the side. And you're going to fold forward and twist to the side. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. I love this twisted fold. It's a big stretch, but it's a really nice supported twist with a forward bend. What more can you ask for? Bring yourself back to center. Leave the legs nice and wide, sit up nice and tall, stick your bottom out, and then start to lead forward with your chest, spider crawling your hands towards the top of the mat. Toes pointing up towards the sky so they're active. It doesn't matter whether you move a centimetre, whether you move an inch, or whether you get your body flat on the floor. Go where you get to and be happy with it. This is one of those that the more you do it, the more you get from it. So you're opening up on the back, you're opening up on the hips and the hamstrings, and it's a forward bend, so it's restorative. It may not feel like it just now, but it is. And just give it a few moments, a few breaths, just to get yourself forward. Are you still breathing? No one's holding their breath. Have you all come out already? And we're just leaving Paul here because he really likes this one. And then walk your hands back towards you. Bring your legs in together. Place your feet flat on the floor, knees pointing up towards the sky. And then just sway your knees from side to side. And then bring yourself back to center. Now stretch your legs out straight in front of you. Remember, we did this at the beginning of class, okay? Sit up nice and tall. Bend your knees a little and bring or a lot, depending on where you are, and bring your thighs down towards, your tummy down towards your thighs. How can you bring your thighs towards your tummy? I don't know. And just bring yourself forward. And then see how you feel about keeping the contact between tummy and thighs, and maybe the legs will straighten a little more. I don't know. They might not, or they might. They could straighten a little, they could straighten a lot. Be happy. If it's a tiny, weeny millimetre of an improvement, just be happy that you have improved between the beginning of the class and between the end of the class. In less than an hour, you've seen an improvement, which should tell you maybe you should do yoga more often. We should all do a lot of things more often, but yoga is definitely one of those ones that keeps you mobile and active for longer. Have you gone a little bit further? You look more comfortable. Paul?
I don't know.
I'll have to look at the beginning and see at the end. And then use your hands to walk your hands back. Knees bent. And then lower your back to the floor. Knees pointing up to the sky. Don't lower down with straight legs because that's not good for your tummy. And then hug your right knee in towards you. Nice big hug, left leg straight. Toes pointing up, and hug that right knee in. Keep drawing it as close as you can. Enjoy the stretch. And then take your right arm out to the side and take your left hand to the outside of the right knee and draw the right knee over towards the left. Turn your head to the right so the right ear comes to the floor. Keep both shoulders against the floor, just encouraging the right knee over towards the left. Breathe, 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 breathe. Keep stretching. Enjoy the stretch in the back and across the shoulders. When you're ready, breathing back to center. If you enjoy any of these stretches and you want to do them after the class and you think, actually, I want to stay there longer than Laura's leaving them in there, please feel free to do that, okay? What I'm telling you is just a guide. If there's something you think, actually, I need to stay in this for much longer, I'm just going to ignore the rest of what she's saying, then please do that. So now you're going to bring your left knee in towards your chest and stretch your right leg long. Keep drawing it in. This may seem like, oh, she's just making me do this to get into the right position, but the drawing in is part of the pose. We want to get that knee as close as we can to the chest. Now take your left arm out towards the side, right hand on the outside of the left knee, and then draw the left bent leg over to the right. Turn your head on the floor so the left ear comes towards the floor. Shoulder heavy, we want to keep that shoulder against the floor, and we want to take that knee over. Keep breathing in and out. If the shoulder's off the floor, lift the knee a little till the shoulder comes back to the floor, because your leg is heavier and the gravity will help take the leg down as long as you glue the opposite shoulder towards the floor. Gravity is a great thing. It helps with a lot of yoga. Keep breathing in and out, seeing if gravity is pulling your knee down towards the floor. You may already have your knee on the floor. You may be a beautiful twister. And then inhale yourself back to center and hug both knees in towards you. Really draw them in. And see how you feel about going into happy baby. So you're going to bring your knees in towards your underarms. Your arms are on the outside of your lower legs. The knees stay bent. Make sure the feet are pointing up towards the sky. We don't want to splay them out. Knee joint is a hinge joint, and we want to keep it as a hinge. We don't want to twist it to the side at all. And just keep drawing the knees in towards your underarms, flattening your back on the floor in happy baby. Make sure your chin is pointing down your body. You're not hyperextending the neck as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Brilliant. Keep drawing that knee in towards you. And then inhale, and as you exhale, just float your feet up to the sky in a waterfall pose. So you put your hands under your bottom, your knees are bent, and your legs are just drifting up. Make your legs really heavy in the hip joint. A waterfall pose. If it feels uncomfortable, you can hold behind the thighs, or you can move over so your legs are up against the wall. Do what feels right for you. Just think about it. In a couple more minutes, you can get yourself ready for relaxation. How wonderful is that? And then when you're ready, just draw those knees in towards you. Give them that last big hug. And then a nice deep inhalation. And as you exhale, make yourself ready for relaxation. I don't mind where you are for relaxation. You can climb into bed if you like. You can have knees bent, legs straight, rolled over in a ball on your side, laying on your front, blanket, bolster, eye cushion, just somewhere where you think, actually, I could just switch off here for a few minutes. I'm just going to turn the light off. You'll still be able to see because we've got another light behind us. So you can do that as well. You can just dim the lighting as you breathe in and breathe out. So take a few moments to settle on the floor. Shimmy the shoulders away from the ear. Make sure the chin is going down the chest. The lower back is in a neutral position. The buttocks, the backs of the thighs, everything is relaxed against the floor. And start to breathe in and out through your nose. As you breathe in, feel the tummy rise. And as you breathe out, the tummy falls. Breathing in, feel the tummy rise. Breathing out, the tummy falls. Breathing in, feel the tummy rise, the ribs expand, the collarbones lift. Breathing out, the collarbones sink, the ribs go back towards the spine, and the tummy is drawn away and away to the earth. In time with your own breath, feeling your lungs expand front, back and sides as you inhale and as you exhale. Listening to the sound of your breath like a gentle wave on the ocean as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And as you breathe in, say the word I to yourself And as you breathe out, breathe in, I. Breathe out, breathing in, I. Breathe out, Just focus on the 2 words. Breathing in, I. Breathing out, 2 words. It's perfectly normal that you will forget. And your mind will start to wander off on other things. As soon as you realise, breathe in the word I, breathe out am. Just in time with your own breath. Breathe in I, breathe out am. If you are still using the relaxation practice, just return to normal breathing in and out through your nose. Start to bring some awareness back into your body. Being aware of the sounds around you, the sound of your breath as you inhale and as you exhale. And as your awareness grows around the body, deepen your breathing in and out through your nose. Start to wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes. A very gentle and soft turn of your head. Just a little from side to side. And stretch, move on the floor. Oh my word, any way that it feels right for you. You can stretch your arms around your body and give yourself a hug. Bring your knees in towards you. Hug your knees. Rock from side to side. And then as you do, roll over on your side and curl up in the ball. Give yourself a breath, a moment, to acknowledge and absorb your yoga practice, your breathing and your relaxation, and time for you. And then when you're ready, putting your upper hand on the floor and pushing up and away into a seated position. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Paul, for being my student. I'm going to save this video to YouTube and to Facebook and share it so that then you can share it with other people. If you haven't liked my page yet, or my YouTube page, if you could do so, that really is a lovely thing to do. You can leave me a review on E18 Yoga if you wish to. And hopefully, fingers crossed, see you next week. I'm always here. Message me if you don't understand anything. If you want to explore something a bit more, we can do that on a one-to-one live on WhatsApp. Thank you, Vicky, for coming. She's here every week. Love her so much. So yeah, if you, because with lockdown, it's a hard thing, right? There's lots of things going on. But if it's too much for you and you need to talk to someone, I'm always here for you. Even if you don't know me, I'm still here. Okay. Hello, Anne. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share this with your friends. You can do this every day if you wish to. There are other practices there. So good luck with lockdown. Let me know if you need anything. Take care. Bye-bye.